Welcome once more to Mythic Sleep. I'm young Homer, and tonight we delve deeper into the rise and fall of Zeus in episode 21, the revolt of the Olympians. Zeus chained, we witness a rare and humbling moment as the gods of Olympus, led by Hera, band together to overthrow Zeus himself. Bound and betrayed, Zeus faces the ultimate test of his resilience and authority, a reminder that even the king of gods is not immune to the forces of defiance. As we step into this story of struggle and vulnerability, allow yourself to sink deeply into the comfort of your bed, feeling fully supported and safe. Close your eyes if you wish, and take a slow, gentle breath in, filling your chest with calm and ease. As you exhale, release any tension, feeling your body grow heavier, more relaxed, and at peace. This is your time to let go, to be at ease, and to drift into a state of rest. Let's start by noticing the steady rhythm of your breath. Each inhale and exhale like a quiet, grounding pulse. Now take a slightly deeper breath in and hold it softly for a moment. Then, as you exhale, let any remaining tightness simply melt away, leaving only a feeling of warmth and tranquility. One more time. Breathe in deeply, and as you exhale, sink even further into comfort. Now, we'll guide each part of the body to relax, inviting a deep sense of calm with every breath. Start with your forehead, allowing it to soften as you exhale. Move to your jaw, letting it release and rest, feeling any tightness dissolve. Now bring awareness to your shoulders. Inhale deeply, then let them fall with your exhale, like leaves settling gently onto the forest floor. Allow your arms and hands to rest beside you, heavy and still, fully at ease. Notice the steady rise and fall in your chest and belly, inhaling as your belly rises, and on the exhale, releasing any last bits of tension, feeling light and free. Shift to your hips and thighs, letting them sink further into your bed, deeply supported and relaxed. And finally, bring attention to your calves, feet, and toes, letting them release completely, grounded and serene. Now imagine yourself standing within the towering halls of Olympus, where shadows stretch long and silence hangs heavy in the air. In a darkened chamber, Zeus sits, bound and vulnerable, his strength momentarily contained by those he trusted most. Around him, the gods who once stood at his side now turn away, a reminder of the fragility of power. With each breath, feel yourself surrounded by the solemn stillness of this moment, as though you stand in the presence of a rare and ancient lesson. Inhale deeply, letting this feeling of resilience and humility fill you, and exhale, feeling grounded, steady, and calm. With your body relaxed and your mind open, allow the story to guide you into this world of gods and tests, where even the mighty are reminded of their limits. Take one last deep breath in and let it out softly. Now, let us begin. Since Hera's rebellion, Olympus had functioned as a council, with the gods having a voice in decisions affecting their realms. While this arrangement had initially brought peace, some gods began to feel that Zeus's power still cast a heavy shadow over Olympus. The council had created a sense of shared governance, but Zeus's influence, especially in matters of divine justice and punishment, continued to shape decisions, leaving many feeling stifled under his rule. Ares, the god of war, harbored a particular resentment, believing that his might and domain were undervalued by the council. While Hera had found some satisfaction in the shared power structure, Ares's desire for independence and respect clashed with Zeus's authority. Joined by Apollo, who had begun to question Zeus's methods, and Poseidon, who believed that the rule of Olympus could benefit from more balanced leadership, whispers of revolt started to form among the gods. The dissatisfaction spread, and soon a group of gods began to gather secretly, their purpose clear: to challenge Zeus and establish a new order, one that did not require a single ruler to wield ultimate control. With Zeus away, focused on matters of justice in the mortal realm, the rebellious gods seized their opportunity to act. Led by Hera, Ares, and Poseidon, the coalition of gods carefully devised a plan to subdue Zeus upon his return. They knew that Zeus's power was unparalleled, but they also knew that his strength could be contained if they acted with precision and unity. Hephaestus, the god of fire and forge, was approached to create unbreakable chains, enchanted with celestial energy to bind even the most powerful of gods. Though Hephaestus was reluctant, he recognized the shared grievances of his peers and agreed to aid them. Hera took it upon herself to coordinate the trap, determined to show Zeus that the gods would no longer live under the rule of one unchecked power. She envisioned a council truly governed by mutual respect, free from Zeus's dominance. As Hephaestus crafted the chains in his forge, the gods prepared their powers, each ready to do their part to subdue the king of Olympus. When word came that Zeus was returning to Olympus, the rebellious gods took their positions. Hera, Ares, Poseidon, and Apollo readied themselves, each armed with their unique abilities, united by the singular goal of restraining their king and reshaping Olympus. As Zeus arrived in the great hall of Olympus, he was met with a strange silence. Sensing that something was amiss, he paused, his thunderbolt sparking faintly in his hand as he scanned the empty hall. Just as he began to call for Hera, the trap was sprung. Chains of celestial metal shot forward from the shadows, wrapping around his arms and legs, binding him before he could react. Zeus struggled against the enchanted chains, his strength unmatched. but the combined force of the gods holding the chains kept him bound. Poseidon summoned torrents of water to reinforce the chains. Ares braced himself against Zeus's might, and Apollo stood ready with his bow, his arrows aimed at Zeus should he manage to break free. "What is the meaning of this treachery?" Zeus thundered, his voice filled with both fury and disbelief as he glared at his fellow gods. "You would betray me after all we have accomplished together." Hera stepped forward, her expression a mixture of determination and sorrow. "This is not betrayal, Zeus," she replied firmly. "This is justice. For too long we have allowed you to dictate the laws of Olympus as you see fit, disregarding the voices of those who stand beside you. We are gods, not subjects." Zeus's gaze swept over the faces of the gods he had fought alongside, each one now standing against him. "You claim to act for justice," he said, his tone laced with contempt. "But your rebellion will only bring chaos. Olympus is strong because it has order, not because of unchecked power." Despite his bindings, Zeus summoned his strength, a storm gathering within him. Lightning crackled from his body, illuminating the hall with blinding light as he struggled against the chains. For a moment, it seemed he might break free, the sheer force of his fury shaking the foundations of Olympus. But the gods held their ground, reinforcing the chains with their powers, uniting their strength to subdue him. Poseidon's water surged around the chains, reinforcing them, while Apollo's arrows glowed with divine energy, aimed at Zeus in case he managed to escape. Ares braced himself, pressing down on the chains with the full weight of his strength, determined to keep the king bound. Even Athena, typically a voice of reason, watched with resolve, her loyalty to the cause unwavering. She understood that this rebellion, while difficult, was necessary to remind Zeus that his rule required the trust and respect of those who shared Olympus with him. As Zeus's strength began to wane, the rebellious gods tightened the chains, finally bringing the king of Olympus to his knees. For the first time, Zeus was powerless, held captive by those he had ruled. With Zeus subdued, Hera addressed him, her voice steady but filled with conviction. "Zeus, this is not a coup but a demand for balance. You have ruled Olympus with a heavy hand, disregarding the voices of those who share your power. We stand here today not to overthrow you, but to demand that Olympus be governed with fairness, with the input of every god who calls it home." Poseidon stepped forward, adding his voice to Hera's. "We are gods, not soldiers to follow orders without question. We each have our domains, our responsibilities. Olympus should be a council of equals, a place where each of us can shape the world without fear of being overruled by one voice. Zeus, though weakened, managed a defiant smile. You think you can rule without a leader? You think Olympus can be governed by a council alone? His words were met with silence, the gods standing firm in their resolve. They knew this was their moment to assert their own authority, to claim a role in the governance of Olympus that honored their unique strength. After days of imprisonment, Zeus's defiance began to fade, replaced by a begrudging acceptance of his fellow gods' demands. He recognized that the strength of Olympus did not lie in his power alone, but in the unity of the gods who fought by his side. Finally, Zeus agreed to the council's terms, consenting to a governance where each god's voice would be respected. As a symbolic gesture of their newly defined roles, Hera, Poseidon, Apollo, and Athena stepped forward to remove Zeus's chains, each acknowledging that their unity was essential for the survival of Olympus. The chains fell away, and Zeus rose to his feet, his face a mixture of anger and grudging respect. He had been humbled, reminded that his rule was not absolute, that even the king of the gods needed the trust and support of his allies. "Let us rule together," Zeus said at last, his voice filled with a newfound understanding. "Let this council be our strength, a reminder that Olympus belongs to all of us. From this day forward we govern as one, and I will honor that commitment." With the revolt resolved, the gods reaffirmed their dedication to Olympus and each other, recognizing the value of shared governance. The Council of Olympus was now a true assembly of equals, each god empowered to shape the destiny of the cosmos alongside their king. The rebellion had revealed the cracks in their unity, but it had also forged a stronger bond, one built on mutual respect and understanding. Zeus, though still king, embraced his role as a leader who listened, a ruler who valued the wisdom and strength of his allies. Hera took her place beside him with a newfound sense of respect, knowing that her voice would be heard, her role as queen truly honored. Poseidon and Apollo, too, felt the weight of their responsibilities as equal rulers, committed to preserving the harmony of Olympus. The revolt had changed them all, reminding them that true power was not about dominance, but about unity and trust. The revolt of the Olympians became a story told among gods and mortals alike, a tale of humility, defiance, and the strength found in unity. Zeus's rule, though challenged, had emerged stronger, his understanding of leadership forever altered by the rebellion. He would never forget the chains that had bound him, a symbol of the limits of power and the value of trust. From that day forward, the Council of Olympus operated with a deeper sense of balance, a commitment to govern with the input and wisdom of all gods. They understood that only together could they protect the cosmos, each voice valued, each strength honored. But even as the gods secured their rule, a force of chaos beyond their control lurked on the horizon. Join us in the next episode as Typhon, a monstrous creature born of primordial fury. Until we meet again, may your path be filled with peace, strength, and a touch of magic. I'm young Homer, and I look forward to our next story together.